Good morning. Today I am going to discuss about the introduction to the embedded system. So before we are going to discuss about the embedded system, what is the system? The system is a way of working or organizing or doing one or many tasks according to the fixed plan or set of rules. So that is called the system. So the example for the system is the display wristwatch. So here the parts are hardware, needles, battery, dial, chassis and traps. So the wristwatch is working under fixed program. Like the rules are given below. Needles are moved clockwise only. A thin needle rotates every second. A long needle rotates every minute. A short needle rotates every hour. So all the needles return to the original position after 12 hours. So this is the fixed one. There is no change in the set of rules. So this is the example for the system. So the embedded system is a combination of both hardware and software embedded in it, which makes it a dedicated for an application or specific part of application or product as a part of a large system. It does not require any secondary memory like computer. So generally the comparison between the computer and the embedded system are, so unlike the general purpose computer such as a personal computer, the embedded system performs a pre-defined task, usually with a very specific requirement. Since the system is dedicated to a specific task, designed by the engineer and optimized the reducing the size and cost of the product of the embedded system. So it is a cost saving device. So the common example of the embedded system are the digital camera, camcorder, personal digital assistants, and the microwave oven, washing machine, dryer, then the fax printer. These are some of the examples of the embedded system. So the common, and also here I represented the common example of the embedded system also. Electronic card reader, automatic teller machine. So nowadays all are using the ATM machine. So that is the best example of the embedded system. The next one, the components of the embedded system. So the components or hardware units of the embedded system are the processor. The processor is the heart of the embedded system, whereas the software is the brain of the embedded system. Then followed by the memory having the program memory and data memory. Then the ports, input ports and the output ports. Then the timer, then the interrupt controller, power supply and oscillator circuit. Then the main application specific software and real-time operating system. So these are all these main components of the embedded system. So it is a hardware unit or the functional building blocks of the embedded system. So the processor, timer, interrupt controller, the ports, communication port, then input-output devices, power supply, oscillator circuit and system application specific circuit. It is a very important one for easy understanding the embedded system. Then the classification also is very important to understanding the operation of the embedded system. The small scale embedded system, medium scale and the sophisticated embedded system. The small scale embedded system is categorized as a 8-bit or 16-bit microcontroller. It is having the little hardware and some software complexity is also there in the small scale. It is a battery operated. Usually the C is for developing this system. So the program tools are used for the small scale is the editor, assembler and cross assembler. Then the medium scale embedded system. So it is a 16 or 30-bit microcontroller, digital signal processor, or reduced instruction set is nothing but a RISC, both hardware and software complexity. Programming tools are ARTAS, source code engineering tools, simulator, IDE, integrated development environment. Then the third one is a sophisticated embedded system. It is a enormous hardware software complexity which may need a scalable processor, speed available in their hardware units. Then the tools are used for notably I mean the reasonable cost or may not included all the devices. A compiler or then retargetable compiler might have to develop this for this programming tool. So as I said earlier, in the block diagram or components of the embedded system, the processor is very important. The processor is the heart of the embedded system. The embedded system designer knowledge of the microprocessor and microcontroller is a must. That is a basic processor. Basically, for the processor, two essential units: control unit and execution unit, and also the operation is a fetch and execute. Then the various processors are available. That is a general purpose processor, application specific processor, multi-purpose processor, and the application specific instruction set processor. So these are all the some of the types of the processor.